What's up, everyone? Today we're going to do a couple upgrades to the 1985 Toyota pickup. So first, I scored this brush guard off Marketplace. I only paid $100 for it, and usually I see those ones sell for like $300, so it was a good deal, and I definitely want something up front to protect my radiator from wildlife and whatever, because I live out in the country and there is a lot of stuff out here. Also, we are going to be installing and trying out these Harbor Freight fog lights. So these are the floodlight version. They have a couple, there's two versions at the store that I saw. These ones have a more wide pattern to them. The other ones project further, but they have a narrower beam. So I wanted something wider so I could see off the side of the road better for deer and elk, all that stuff. So yeah, we'll see how good these work. I've heard and seen good reviews on them, and they're way cheaper than like other big name brands out there. So this is actually going to be my first time installing a bar like this on one of these trucks, because I've never done it. And this is like an old school style where it hooks into like the leaf spring bolt, so hopefully those don't snap. But this truck, if you don't know, was sitting in a field for like 13 years, and then I don't know however long before that it wasn't maintained at all. So it's just praying that these bolts come out. They don't look rusty. I sprayed them down just for the heck of it, so hopefully it comes out. And this is a two-wheel drive bumper, so one of the weird things, you have to like take the stud out, and I don't know, it goes here. So we're going to be doing this by ear the whole time. I have a four-wheel drive bumper that I took off one of my parts trucks if I have to swap it out, but hopefully we can keep this bumper. I like the two-wheel drive bumper because it's way smoother. It's just, it doesn't have the end caps. I hate the plastic end caps on like the four-wheel drive bumpers and stuff, but yeah, we'll see. Also, sorry about my voice. I was sick for like 5 days, so still recovering from that, but we're all good in the hood. Side note too, I would paint this first to freshen it up, but if I do that, it'll look kind of ugly with the rest of the truck because it'll be so fresh. So right now it has the patina that the truck does, and I do still plan on repainting this truck. I got a lot of stuff going on. But once I do that, I'll take that back off, spray it black, and then it'll be all nice and fresh. Oh, dude, came right off. Wow. That is crazy. I am so happy about that. But we got one more to go. Oh, yeah. That was so satisfying. Oh, I don't know why I was so nervous. I mean, they didn't look corroded at all, but dude, you just never know with leaf spring bolts. All right, I'm gonna have to pop this little valance off. I don't even know if it has the factory screws in it. Pop these off. That way I can get to the second bolt down here that holds the bumper on, and then we'll try to pop these studs out. Well, 3 of them were good. One was stripped out, and it just dropped, so we're good. We'll just access it this way. There's a part of me that just wants to leave that valance off because it kind of looks lifted more in the front. I've always liked the look without it, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll leave it off, maybe not. We'll see what it looks like with a bar on it. I'm going out of order right now, but I'm going to pop this tow hook off actually quick, and then just line everything up. Set this on the leaf spring bolts. This one came out with the impact, but this one there's not enough room to get the socket past there, so gotta do it the old school way. So these studs don't even line up with the two-wheel drive bumper. So they're like right behind there. So I guess I do gotta swap that four-wheel drive one on, which is unfortunate because they're ugly. I love the smooth bumper, but whatever, will do for now. So I just measured the spacing between the studs on this bumper. These are 25 inches apart, and those ones are 23 inches apart. So that makes it line up perfectly with those. So I could, if I had a welder, make a bracket or something, or maybe I could do like a piece of metal from here to here, but then it's also not as sturdy because this actually mounts to this metal like support right here, so I want to keep it as sturdy as possible. I guess we'll be swapping a 4-wheel drive bumper on. I do have new end caps for that one that I've had for a while, so at least we got end caps and stuff for it. They're just, I don't know, man, is it just me or those plastic end cap bumpers is so ugly? So I may have a unbrilliant idea. So because these brackets are what kind of determine the length of where the studs are, since 4-wheel drive, I might be able to swap the brackets, use those brackets on here, which will give me the bolt right there, right in the corner of this bumper. So I might actually be able to keep this bumper and just run those brackets. So I'm gonna try that. It might be a waste of time. Might have invented something. Maybe people know about this. I don't know. It's my first time doing this on a Toyota. So the only modification I'm gonna have to do is drill a couple holes here, because these are 26 inches apart and these are 28 inches apart. So I'm just gonna have to drill a hole over here, which I really don't care, because like, I mean, this is just a whole project and a half of a truck. So drilling 2 holes, I think we'll be good to go, and that's all it'll take to run a 2-wheel drive bumper. It just gives it a more unique look than everything else on the road, or every other Toyota pickup. Dude, what are these screws made of? I'm using like different drill bits. They're all snap-on drill bits too, and I cannot get this thing drilled out. It just stops right there. These are crazy strong. It's a wonder why it stripped out so easy, gosh dang it. Well, after struggling with that for about 45 minutes, finally got it out. That was so frustrating. I don't understand why that was so difficult. The drills weren't going through. I used several different bits, lubricated it. I don't know. Anyways, it is off now. Oh my goodness, let's proceed. I'm gonna put this stud back through with a bolt on it, just so there's not a random hole there, since we are drilling another hole for the brush guard, if this all works. Alright, so these are the 4-wheel drive brackets. I gotta mount them on the truck first, and then set the bumper on it to see where it lines up. You know, I just realized these brackets and that bumper is off a IFS truck. Oh, yeah, so that ain't gonna work. I mean, I could do 1 bolt and center, I guess. Let me sit here and brainstorm for a minute. I completely forgot about that. This is a solid axle truck that came off an independent front. Alright, just to show you my brainstorming I got going on right now. These are the IFS brackets, and these holes all line up good, and the bumper sits flush, so it sits how I thought it would. It sits perfect. I just had to drill these top holes out into the bumper, and then I think if I just run 1 bolt, I'll be okay, because it's going to be all squared up with the bumper and the top of this. So I think we'll be good structure wise. I can always do something later, or find brackets off of a solid axle 4-wheel drive truck. And then with the bumper on, it sits level on the top. I just have to drill the holes closer, and then these holes line up pretty perfectly in the corners. Obviously I can move these brackets a little bit. They slide a tiny bit, so I think we're gonna be good. I'll just put a big spacer right there, and it should all work out. Alright, this would be a lot easier if I had friends, but I got jack stands and boards holding everything up. And a side note, the bumper has always been uneven. I think this needs to be pulled out on this corner, but you can tell right here that sits dead in the middle, but the bumper sits further out on this side. Might be the fender or something, I don't know. Never really cared to look at it, but I got this propped up, and then I'm just going to go under here with a marker, mark the spot where the bracket goes, and then drill the hole through, and then send it. Holes are drilled. Alright, obviously not perfect. Probably not the perfect way to do it, but we're working with junk parts and junk trucks here, and we're innovating. So this I could make a bracket right here. I was thinking about doing it with some steel stock that I got here, but once I get that bumper on, it should just push this in once it's resting on it. The bumper never had any mounts on the sides anyways, so I'm gonna set that on here, see how much it draws it in, and then if I have to, I'll make a bracket, but I don't think I'll have to. Here we go. This side, the bumper is like dented right here, so. All right, now it's just a matter of figuring out what I want to do here. I have a bunch of these spacers. These are from like seat belts from Integras or other Hondas. There's a couple different sizes, so I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with this. I might just be ghetto and lazy and just like put it in between and just hammer it down, but I gotta find bolts because I need longer bolts than these little studs that it has. So let's just figure this out and then show you guys what I did. Alright, after various washers and nuts and bolt spin, we got this on there, nice and sturdy. So I'm going to put the leaf spring bolts back on. I was thinking eventually I could just like round this out or something if I can't find anything, and then just have it like a, I don't know, like a C-notch and put a bolt in there, but it's pretty freaking sturdy without it, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I'm not going to run the valance on it for now, because one, it was just pain in the butt getting that on, and I'm going to be painting the truck here soon anyways, so I'm just going to leave it off, see how I like it with it off. Some people say it protects the radiator, but it really doesn't, because this is the only piece showing, and it has a little cutout that goes like down anyways for airflow, so it just helps with airflow around that stuff. But I mean, let's be real, it's a brick. It's looking pretty fresh now. Got the lights back in. Now we'll try to figure out these fog lights. That turned into a bigger project than I was expecting, but that's just kind of what happens when you have junkyard parts, basically, and just random nuts and bolts to put it on because you don't have the right hardware. So yeah, got it to work. That's what matters. And it looks different than probably any other truck on the road because we've got a two-wheel drive bumper, which I really like. All right, let's open these up. See what we're working with. I believe it comes with a harness, I think, and a button. Let's see. Some brackets. Well, maybe not. Thought it came with a button and stuff, but I do have a, oh yeah, sold separately right there in the box. I do have a button and harness actually from a light bar that I never installed on that vehicle, so we'll be good to go with that. Which is right here. It's literally brand new, just really dusty from sitting around. But yeah, so let's figure this out. The only somewhat difficult thing that's going to be giving us issues is this 85 pickup doesn't have like so a lot of cars have like a random power slots you can just tap a spade into and get power from the fuse box. This doesn't have that, so we might just have to run a power wire to the battery directly. So we have to figure this out as we go. Oh, okay. Conveniently, this just has a power and ground eyelet on it, so this should be easier than I thought. Bag of hardware. So this bracket, all you gotta do is put one of these little lock washers on there. This goes through the side, and then this is a nice big bolt with a lock nut to go in the middle of the bracket to hold it down. So just gonna figure out if I want to mount these first or wire it up first. Alright, just to give you an update on what I figured out so far is got the button right here. I fished it through where the factory wire harness comes in, that little plug up there. So that way I don't have to drill through the firewall. I hate when people do that because it's just weird. But it comes out right here under the fender. I don't have fender liners in this right now. I have some, but I put them in still. And then I just put it in the factory little zip clip thing. So it goes up just like the factory harness would. Comes out here from that that hole. And then I got it routed where the factory harness does there. And then from here, I put the relay on this bracket right here for the radiator, because it kind of just landed there with the length that I had. This I'll put to the positive there in a minute, and then I'll probably ground it somewhere else, we'll see. And then this is the harness. It's super long for the power, like where this goes to the actual lights. And I just have one fog light just sitting here right now for reference, but I jammed the little clip through the grill right there. Kind of had to force it a little bit, but it works. So I got that running right here. This is what clips into that end, and then it has the bare wire here where you will essentially wire it into the end of this for power and ground. I'm gonna do a step up from both of these to this power, because this is a bigger wire, but I can run 2 power and ground to that from this. Or I might actually be able to just put both of these on a spade connector and then run that power to it. So I might have enough length here. I'll figure it out and then show you an update on the progress. So you don't have to go as hard as I did with this, but I got both powers on this tab, both negatives on that one. So this is just one little clip. Since I have so much excess wire with this, I can just split this back in length, or split the length more if I have to, but I shouldn't actually, because this will just run right to this. So get this in, hooked up to the back of the fog lights, and then it should be able to reach out there. Hook this up. I gotta figure out what I want to do with all this wire. I could just cut it and then put these down shorter, but I might end up rerouting this some other way or whatever, so I gotta leave it for now with all the extra wire. And this is some fender flare trim or something that I've had for a long time. I just bought it on eBay for different things, but I'm just gonna put a ring around that so this doesn't tear into the harness. So I got these connected here. I just put a little bit of shrink wrap over the connections just for a little added protection. That's all the extra wire. I ended up moving the relay down a little bit just because I didn't like how close it was to that corner right there. So I just gotta slam a bolt through that down there, but I'm gonna hook everything up first to make sure everything works, and then finish mounting the lights, and we should be good to go. Alright, power's there. I grounded to that bolt there because it actually goes through a thick part of the metal here. That's temporary. These terminals need to be replaced too, so it's a little bit project, but let's see if we blow anything up. Oh, a little power light, or red light's on, so click it and see what happens. Nice. Alright, cool. So we'll just finish up mounting the lights to the bar and we should be good. Let's see how bright these actually are. Yeah. Sweet. This part's fairly simple. You just drop the bolt through there and then put the nut through the bottom. And this obviously conveniently has fog light mounts. I don't know what these were for, maybe other style fog lights or something. I also forgot to mention there's a left and right side for these ones. See the LEDs on the side there, but none over here. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they just wouldn't put them there, but that way you get the wide pattern out that way. All right, we're good to go. And it's getting dark out, so we can go test them out. And then align them. Obviously, you want to tweak the alignment once you're looking at them in the dark. I'm also going to mount this maybe tomorrow or something. I got to figure out where I actually want it. Either right there. I was kind of thinking right here. That way you're driving. I mean, this is your headlight control. You can just pop on and off right there easily. So, not sure I want it yet, so I'm just going to leave it for the day. Don't mind my filthy windshield, but yeah, that lights it up pretty good. I think my high beams I need to adjust or something, but it gives you a lot more wide angle. Given this brush right here, so you can't really see much, but So I will say, I do wish I got the spotlight ones that go further. I thought these would go further than they do, but they do give you that wide projection, like, so you can see a lot further side to side, which is nice. And usually people with off-road vehicles run spotlights and wide lights, so I might go pick up a set of these, the spotlight version, and I can just literally plug them into the same harness, swap them out, and see how much I like them, if I like them better. But yeah, they do their job. I just thought they'd go further than they do. I could even mount these down underneath with spotlights on top, like the same exact look. They're just a different like lens and stuff. But yeah, I could always add and subtract lights. But I think I'm gonna swap them out, see which ones I like better. In the morning, we'll take this back out and get some good pictures with the new bumper on and some cinematics. That way you guys can see what it looks like overall, and then we'll close out this video. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Got a couple cheap upgrades for the Toyota, which I'm super happy about. I am so happy about this grill guard and that I was able to get it to work. It's just, this is my daily driver, or my work truck basically, and having that extra protection and extra visibility is a huge bonus. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram, Conjo_brothers, so you can be eligible for the next giveaway, which is going to be this Zamac Civic. If you liked the video or helped you out, leave a like, and if you do want to stay up to date with the builds and projects, make sure you subscribe as well. Got a lot more stuff coming here. Got a lot of parts here for this truck and other cars and so on. We got some more content coming here. It's going to be more frequent. I've just been slammed since I got back from vacation, but we'll be back to our normal grind here soon. I appreciate you guys watching and just continuing to support us, or support me, I guess, and the dog. But thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.